Hi, this is Steve Sandoval with CNTV. Today we're here in Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm here with the company Pest Pest Management. Started in 1981, they're licensed exterminators here in Phoenix. They're fully equipped to provide long-term prevention of pest activity in your home and surrounding area. Serving the entire Phoenix metro area, I'm here speaking with Keith Berkmeyer, who is the owner, a worldwide speaker, and also known as AKA Dr. Bug. Thanks so much for joining us here today, Keith. I've got a few questions here for you. Let's start out a little bit about yourself. Keith, you began at an early age dealing with praying mantis infestations. You and your family had a situation there in Florida. You received your formal training in the bug-populated state of Florida, and you have experience in chemical manufacturing. You purchased the company back in 2005 here in Phoenix, expanding its services, and now you're valley-wide in the 5th largest city in America.
So in my early days, it started out with me collecting praying mantis egg cases. And basically, it's an egg case kind of surrounded by foam. There could be several hundred eggs inside there. I brought them inside the house, wintertime. It turned out to be summer in my house, in my bedroom. They hatched. I had thousands of praying mantis all over my house. My mom was freaked out, of course. And then, of course, you know, Florida being the place it is, humidity levels high, bugs are everywhere. So that was my early stages of that. Worked for Terminex for about 8 years. Then got a job with FMC Corporation out of Philly. They eventually moved me here to the Valley. I worked for a software company designing how to do pest control with software. We went to many places like Australia, Japan, talked about bugs and termites there, and so eventually decided to buy this company. They were ready to sell in 2005, and I bought them. So that's how it all wound up the way it is.
What an exciting story. Well, I want you to share with us a little bit about how this passion got started for you and how you now have created an award-winning business here in the Phoenix market.
The original company was really a termite-based company. They were doing a lot of termite inspections, termite work. I decided that I could take that and add on pest control. 2007 happened, and we know the foreclosure thing happened. Pretty much the entire termite market shifted. So it was kind of fortuitous of me to think about pest control. And so that's the kind of way we shifted. So now we kind of incorporate termite, pest control, everything into that realm.
You're doing it all, and you're willing to make the transitions. Well, you know, Keith, we have rent accounts of a history of pests all the way back to 2500 BC. And it's even mentioned, you know, about pests back in biblical times. I think it was Moses with the frogs and the locusts, if I remember correctly. You know, as we fast forward to today, I would imagine we have some great advancements when it comes to pest control. Is this something you have experienced throughout the years, and is this an industry and a service that is constantly improving with technology?
One of the really neat factors about me is that I did work for a chemical manufacturing company. And so in my role of that position, I was able to then come to ProBest with the idea that I could then go to BASF, FMC Corporation, anyone who sells chemical, partner up with them. And like this device here, you know, we have a lot of issues with rodents now in the valley. So one of the things we've incorporated is this new device is called Sensitech or ContraPest, and it's birth control for rodents. We already have birth control for pigeons. It's just that now this takes it to the whole new level. Yeah. You can still add bait to kill off some of the rodents, but you can also help reduce the number by using this ContraPest. So we're one of the leading ones in the valley, working with other companies, just like I did with Termidor with BASF for termites in the valley.
Well, that's amazing. I've never seen this before, Keith. And I mean, no matter where you live, whether it be Florida or Arizona, are pest problems more common than most people realize? And for those that do have a problem, is it important that they know they are not alone and that help is on its way?
Many people decide to do pest control on their own, which is fine with me. The the thing is that you have to understand that I have the knowledge of pests. I'm an associate certified entomologist with the Entomological Society of America, and basically you can actually text my office a picture of the bug. I'll tell you what it is, and I can help you with that. One of the factors here is that we have termites that make down tubes. You know, they'll go running a 2x4 up to the roof, come back down. You know, people will call me and say, what is this hanging from my rafter? You can't do that one on your own. Scorpions are a real pain in the valley. Rodents, they will gnaw the wires on your pool pump and even your cars. Some of the cars now have soybean material that wraps around the wire. They'll gnaw on that because their front teeth, kind of similar to beavers, always continue to grow. So they have to be wound down.
Well, you know, Keith, I was just thinking, when we moved into this area, we rented for about 18 months, and we had a scorpion problem. My wife does not like bugs. Personally, I love bugs. I was against you at first. I'll just be honest with you, because I wanted all the bugs to live. I just want everyone to live and be happy. But my wife hates bugs like most people, okay? And I remember a lot of people were having issues with scorpion. Well, here's the next question. If a person has a pest problem, let's face it, this is very stressful for a lot of people, like my wife and entire family. Kids don't like bugs either. And it can be kind of overwhelming. So this is definitely not a situation where you want to go it alone. Why do you think it's important for consumers out there to call on a professional like Best Pest Management?
Here's the problem. Consistency is the key to everything. And so I had, this is kind of a weird side story, but I was on a major street in Gilbert, and the post office wanted to contract with us to have a post office in my facility. So we did a little do-it-yourself thing. People would come in, buy the chemicals that I would recommend. One lady brought it back maybe a month later and said, my husband said he would do it, but he won't. 85% of the people who buy my service are women. It's just the fact that women do not like bugs. I will share this quick story too. I had a guy that had left his house vacant for 6 months, and the P trap or S trap for the toilet had dried out. There were probably 20 American roaches in the bathroom. He was panicked. And so he sent me in there and he said, spray everything. I said, I can't do that, but I grabbed every one and just crunched them. And he freaked out like you would not believe. So it's really a matter of doing it on a consistent basis. If it's scorpions, you know, most of our floors are designed to look like bugs. You know, they're brown or wood floors, and you step on one, you'll never forget that. So that's why it's important to have consistent treatment. If you want to do it on your own, have us come in a couple times a year, and we can kind of make sure that things are looking good. Seal your house up. Home seals are big business for me. You know, so Scorpion Repel is another company that does a glass-like or mirror-like glass around the outer exterior of the foundation of your home, and the bugs just won't get a traction on it. So Scorpion Repel, we work with them.
Wow, that is amazing. Well, obviously this is not a do-it-yourself project. This is something we should leave to the professionals. So let's talk a little bit about what the pros do. Share with me first the concept of integrated pest management. Exactly what is that?
So integrated pest management is a program where you use a number of things before you get to pesticides. Now let me repeat that. Things to do before you get to pesticides. It does not mean don't ever use pesticides. So for example, if in your house, or if you have a stucco house, it goes down to what is called a J-trim. Originally that is designed to catch the concrete because it's wet, but that also allows your house to breathe. It has holes in it. When that J-trim moves away from your house, there's a crack there. So the scorpion walks up to your house, gets behind the J-trim, goes up the rafters to your attic, and then falls in from maybe a loose light. They do not fall in from the vent because it's a closed system. They do not come up water or P-traps or drains. They will fall into a bathtub, and because it's ceramic, they cannot get out. That's why you find them there. But if you can seal your house up, or even inside the house, seal up all the lights, fans, anything that made a hole through that drywall, that will help you cut down on bugs. That is integrated pest management. Using pest control is another system. much like going out late at night and picking scorpions off the wall of your house. That's another program of, removing rather than putting down pesticides all the time.
I see. Now, this is a management system that is environmentally sensitive. What do you mean by that? And is this something you're trying to maintain as safe as possible?
Yeah, so one of the things is that the American government has something with its CDC called the Healthy Home Initiative. And part of that is that when you put a pesticide in a home, remember, it's a liquid mixed with some kind of powder or suspension. When it dries, there's a film left behind. So when you put that around the exterior of inside a home, when a child or dog walks in it, that becomes airborne, gets it on their fingers or their paws, lick it. That's why we do a lot of things from the outside. That's where the bugs are living. That's how they come in. So if you had like ants, I have special chemicals for that. Things have come a long way since the 1950s when chlordane was used for everything. We used to spray everything back in those days. Nowadays, we just really don't have to do that. The Healthy Home Initiative, which I'm a gold member, if you look it up, is called the Pesticide Environmental Stewardship Program. I was also on a committee right here with the University of Arizona on pesticide stewardship. We are not just about spraying chemicals and killing things. It's about doing it the right way.
I love it. Now, as the saying goes, Keith, know thy enemy. To effectively eliminate the problem, you don't just know what you are up against, but you actually have to understand the life cycle of some of these pests so that it's not just a temporary solution. So tell me a little bit more about that.
The one I get asked the most questions about is, let's say that you come home one afternoon and as you're walking up the house, you notice that there's a big ball of honeybees attached to maybe the corner of your house or something. So that is actually a swarm of honeybees. And what happens, a hive consisting of about 60,000 bees decides that it divides in half, and half the bees go out with the old queen because she's already fertile and she knows what she's doing, because when you are starting a new hive, that's a lot of work. So this ball then goes to some tree, alights on it, and then they send their scouts out looking for a place to find home. Now, it's important, don't just go out there and spray them, because really all you're going to do is kill some bees that really we need. And so this swarm is just looking for a new place to go. And so let them go. If they don't move in 24 hours to 48 hours, now you can call me, but I just saved me coming out and having to take care of those bees. So I saved just money right there.
Wow, that's amazing. Now, I mean, this is more than just eliminating today. This is really about prevention. This is something you provide year-round, like we were talking before, at least twice a year. Obviously, you have strategies in place, but is there also a lot of common sense that people can use to help in their prevention throughout the year?
I had a customer who had just bought a new house, had brand new kids crawling on the floors. It was on a mountain, lots of scorpions. It took me about 6 months to a year, but over those periods of time, he would go out, pluck off the scorpions, reduce the numbers. We'd spray his house every single month. We focused in on a home seal. Today, he occasionally, maybe twice a year, gets a scorpion in his house. He was averaging 15 on his property each month. So it really works. And you got to kind of play with your neighbors too a little bit, because they could have them down 2 doors down and they're not controlling anything. They move over your way. So it's always important to kind of know your enemy. And that's what is a great question.
Now, we're scrolling across the screen right now, and you'll see all types of pests that you are able to help with. It seems to me that if a pest exists, your team can handle it. Spiders, cockroaches, ants, scorpions, and the list goes on and on. Are there any pests that you can't handle, Keith?
Well, there's really probably none, but the really the tough ones are flies and mosquitoes. So flies can be outside. Probably number one bug that I hate. Flies can be outside, do their thing on some piece of garbage out there, fly in on your steak. First thing they do is throw up on it's just disgusting. And so flies are tough because all they do is land with their feet, kind of thing, just much like mosquitoes. And so you're really not having to any way of doing that. Mosquitoes, the best way is when they're in the water stage, when they're a larva or a pupa. Flies, kind of similar, just put up the fly bags. That's really about the extent of that. It is good to know your enemy, though, and going back to even the first one, remember, we live in a place where we really don't have brown recluse spiders. But it's good to know because sometimes they do travel, and we actually have an Arizona brown out here that acts much like it. So, we don't always get the same ones, but always wear gloves when you're doing that. And if you go to my website and you look at my blog, I will blog about those kind of things. Wear your gloves, because nobody wants to be bitten by a black widow spider.
No. As we've said before, this pest problem can be very stressful for people. You have emergency services that are available all year long, day or night. Is this something you try to get out as soon as possible, understanding that these people are maybe in a panic mode?
It really depends on the circumstance. Most things these days are not quite emergencies. We'll get a call about a rat inside. Obviously,
That would be an emergency for Miss Annie. I'll tell you that right now.
It is for me too. And so when we deal with a rat that has gotten inside, we really have to focus in on catching him right away. But we don't exclude the house until we've caught that rat. So he has a way to go back out, because if you trap them inside, then they become vicious, just like any trapped animal.
Right.
So that's the one thing I'm not a big fan of trapped animals.
For those folks that have year-round issues and they want to stay on top of it, is there a way to actually monitor? And is that something that you provide as well?
We do monitor things when we're doing pest control, whether it's a monthly for scorpion, or let's say you're having just occasional cockroaches. Yeah, that could be quarterly. And for those kind of circumstances, we're there. We're going to watch your house. A lot of people are on vacation, a lot of snowbirds in Arizona. So we're there. I bet you in my lifetime, I've probably encountered 20 homes that had water leaks that no one knew about unless we had shown up.
Wow.
So it's another benefit, and we're trusted. We've been around since 1981, so something's going right here.
You have a tremendous reputation out there, lots of credibility. You have created really an award-winning company here in the Valley. You live in the same community that you serve. Is this your way of giving back? Obviously, we're here to make a profit. We're here to help people. But, helping people remain comfortable and safe in their home, that's got to make you sleep pretty good at night, Keith, right?
It really does. First of all, I'm an Eagle Scout. So I've given back. I was a Scoutmaster for 15 years in Florida. I'm a member of the American Legion Sons. And so we're always doing opportunities for veterans. It's just, you're in people's homes, or at least around homes. We deal with a lot of people that just like to see us all the time. So it's really a nice thing to be able to say, hey, like in the one case of the scorpions where they were 15 every month, I've gotten that down to 2 a year. Their children are very happy not having to worry about scorpions. So it's a really big thing for me.
Well, as the Boy Scouts always say, be prepared, Keith. It seems that this company was really a natural fit for you. I see your passion. I see your love at it. Is this something that really continues to be rewarding for you? Because you've been doing it now
30 years.
30 years.
1991 I started.
Quite a
so
run.
It is, and it's a personable service. It's customer service. I have told everyone that I know that every day of our lives, we are a customer service people.
Right.
No matter what you sell, no matter what you do, you are customer service. And so it's really about taking care of your customers. And yes, there's going to be the occasional customer that has some real problems that I don't always kind of understand, but we try real hard to take care of those issues.
Well, Keith, this has sure been a pleasure for me. It's great to meet you, the Dr. Bug here in Phoenix, Arizona. Viewers, I want you to take a look at the bottom of your screen. First of all, you are going to see their website and learn more about this company that really began back in 1981. Check out the reviews out, and there you're going to find some great reviews on Yelp and Google. We are talking about an A+ triple B rating that this company has definitely maintained and earned. Set up an inspection, give them a call. They will come out and take a look and find out if they can help you. Once again, Pro Best Pest Management. Since 1981, keeping your family and pets safe as they rid your home of any pests so that you can live in comfort and peace. This is Steve Sandoval with CNTV, and if you don't know, now you know.